Look at that slime! It looks crystal clear! And very delicious! That's the one!
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Did you hear that? No! That was definitely someone in trouble. Uh-oh. It looked...
Stabilize! Order guide you. You're open. Crumble, the hunter. Stabilize.
Incoming.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange...
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us.
I understand. Don't worry. I will compensate... Don't say that. I only escaped... I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing Jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, very...
Wait a moment. Actually, Actually, we are looking for some...
Oh?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations. Now just give me a moment and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require.
Great! Paimon Sugar Frosted Slime now comes in a beautiful...
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
The key here is consumer psychology.
Hey there! A guy called Mung Dan told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saying. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned. Will it do?
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow...
Sure. Please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make it... It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decoration.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the gym. Incoming! Don't blink! Yeah.
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which...
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting...
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult.
Oh.
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will open. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But as such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait! Was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista.
You weren't peeking on us from the sky.
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
Incoming. Speed of light. Speed of light. Incoming! Ha! Hey! Speed of light! Huh? Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! Huh?
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue. But the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain... That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foe...
Who's this enemy you're talking?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play,
Ooh! Isn't...
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super fit.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets, but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that. If possible, I'd like to have... But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching, You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind them. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power. Indeed. It seems that you understand. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be, with Rex Lapis allowing the rite of parting to take place.
It's a wait, that's right. Speaking of ends...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You...
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! One of the sheets on that wall! Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much you... Let's grab one! The biggest one! Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Sigil of permission, something, Fatui, research. Aw, that doesn't sound like... This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all, but research on the Sigil of Permission? Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to... well, Oh, so you're saying... Anyway, before we look for...
So, you don't have to confirm it with me. Just choose one and take. Afterwards, why not sit down for a while in the Jade Chamber? Or have a short stroll? Rest is also... Come now. There's no...
Sorry. anything business related is confidential.
Let's end this quickly. I will have order. Order guide
here. And some stacks of blank paper too. Paimon's seen this pattern before. Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the sigil of permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine. Maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of permission in hopes of being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous. And the plot thickens. Alright, that's enough sticking around here. The last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is... Let's go! Paimon hates being...
Stabilize! Solidify!
Don't blink!
As you wish.
I'll protect us! Incoming!
Leave it all to me.
I must leave no stone unturned. I'll Let the show begin! Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you? Leave it all to me. Dumpy, dumpy, go! Cut to the chase. Speed up the Don't blink! La la la! I'll protect us! Speed of light!
Sure. Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive.
Indeed. It's second to none in all. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
She's super rich and so generous. Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. She thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than...
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth...
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would...
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the...
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that...
That is how the Fatui have always been. It does... No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting and...
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today...
Glaze lilies. But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some? Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the... Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people... Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the... But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers will make them more fragrant.
So how good is your singing? Really?
We'll only know once she starts...
It's time to sing, whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They're really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue? That really hurt! Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those...
Unfortunately, no.
That's so lame.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glazed lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's-her-face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope. We found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met.
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see...
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the garden.
Oh, so...
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a change. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados, the other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2000. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his... This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you...
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me,
And that just about does it. Our prep, given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business of...
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time...
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
I will have order.
What happened?
Ah, you're the The Millilith are watching our every move.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hidden in...
It seems inevitable, given the...
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue...
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give it...
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of...
And what now? How would...
That's all Ningguang's do. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must reign in. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's...
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gate.
Things are taking a turn for... I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wang. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be... So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants... He must be waiting for the moment when no one... But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
coming. Huh?
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the in? This is where all of Teyvat's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you. But even if we can't take any, we can, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely some... Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon, quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just... stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia... the Chising are...
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, It's my duty to see the will of the... She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to... The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to... Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that... The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that go...
When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left this. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill... Besides, you could never defeat me. Not even in your wildest dreams. Fighting talk, I love it! This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. How unbecoming. Not bad, not bad.
Woo! Jumpy Dumpty!
Astral Voyager! Poor timing.
Rise!
Don't look at me!
You've made some progress.
Let's dance!
You're wide open.
Stabilize!
Speed up! Hup!
Passable effort. A clear shot.
Come on, we can do it! Don't look...
Try this.
Got lucky that...
Passable effort.
Solidify!
I'll protect us! Don't blink!
Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. No use hiding back there. All you do is run.
Rise!
You've got some skills.
I will have order.
The price of a single slip. Has your luck run out? No use hiding back there.
I'll protect us!
All you do is run.
Quake! Quake!
Don't blink! Hey!
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking more Axis Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Not bad. But this is going to cost you! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Did you leak the information regarding the Gold Mouse to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it!
With swords and shadows.
Solidify!
Let it run!
Solidify! Stabilize!
Let the show begin!
Die!
Right!
Go, Barbara! Let's dance! Ready, steady, go!
Gather! This is order!
Dumpty Dumpty go! Wave it away! La la la.
Gather!
Dumpty Dumpty go! Woo!
Solidify!
Die!
Let the show begin!
Dumpty Dumpty go! La 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 la.
Solidify! Yeah! You're a cut above.
Look! Child's back to normal again.
It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your... But if that is a secret you wish to keep, this battle has already left me. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to... In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well-versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contract. As such, we must now...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely... The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with it. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their
So what are you planning to...
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone.
A god?
Osile, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them!
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well... Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone! That guy is fast! What's going on? see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now, and unite.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So, just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy. Even...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti...
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion...
What? Wait, all of you were supposed to be the Guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fan. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
This should be fun. No slacking off. This is bad. My work.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Summon Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Krishna's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Let the show begin!
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
This is what Gunny's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
And spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them back. This isn't good.
I'll protect us!
Order guide! My work.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Speed of light!
Stay right there. I guess miscalculated.
Don't blink! With sword comes shadow.
This isn't good. Yes. This is it. Gather!
Speed of... Over here! Nowhere to hide!
Bringing a blade. Time for a flash free. No backing up.
Incoming! The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
La la la!
Duty.
Let the show begin!
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed... The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short... It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiation. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lab. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your...
Are you questioning our means?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves... I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive, but I dared not speak. I could only gaze at...
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered, although I am a mere mortal soldier. I promise to hold the line and never betray the...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and look, thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons. Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. The city, one fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Oh. Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no... But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex, but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wang Sheng funeral...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like... We had better go and make...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of your friends...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the City of Bards, was it? I'm glad... Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the Golden House was over, so it might be best to keep things peaceful this time.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a...
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may... The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For...
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the... No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing?
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, Have I already finished my duty?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right. Which is why I continue.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your—
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen— I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly—
Huh? That doesn't—
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting—
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a— Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't—
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to—
Fine. I'll meet you there.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us—
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa— Uncover that answer for yourself in your—
Paimon can't absorb so much— So Zhongli, what sort of contract did you sign with the
One of the clauses of our contract was not to divulge any of its content.
Paimon, so Zhongli—
One of the
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star